Hello people, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. My video for today is Kathryn Kuhlman, and I will take you through her life from the time she was born till the time she died. Kathryn Johanna Kuhlman was born near Concordia, Missouri, to German-American parents, that is Joseph Adolf Kuhlman and Emma Walkenhorst on May 9th, 1907. After a spiritual encounter in experience at age 14, several years later, she began traveling with her elder sister and brother-in-law in Idaho. Later, she was ordained by the Evangelical Church Alliance. And Kathryn Kuhlman met Boros Waltrip, a Texas evangelist, 8 years her senior, and shortly after her visit to Denver, Waltrip divorced his wife, left his family and moved to Mason City, Iowa, where he began a revival center called Radio Chapel. And Kuhlman and her friend and pianist Helen Galliford came to help him raise funds for his ministry. So Kuhlman and a friend, they helped him to raise funds so that his ministry can be strong. And Boros and Kuhlman, they wanted to wed, and Kuhlman told her friends that she could not find the will of God in the matter. So they encouraged her, they told her not to go through the wedding, but Kuhlman told them that and herself that Waltrip's wife left him, and by October 18th, 1938, she secretly married him. So, people, let me tell you something. If you don't find the will of God in whatever you're doing, don't do it. For her, why she wanted to marry, although she couldn't find the will of God, is because she thought that maybe she would provide hope to Waltrip, and that although her friends told her not to do it, not to wed, not to marry a man, but she went on to marry the man secretly. And some people do that, even though they don't see the will of God in what they are doing, whether getting a boyfriend, whether doing a job, and they just go ahead and do it, although they don't see the will of God. It's not good, and therefore the wedding did not give her new peace about the union, and however they didn't have children, and Boros Waltrip divorced her in 1948, and she expressed feelings of remorse for her part in the pain caused by the breakup of Waltrip's previous marriage, citing the children's heartbreak troubled her. So the children of Waltrip, they were given a trouble, and so the marriage did not last. Kuhlman therefore traveled extensively around the United States and other countries, holding crusades between 1940s and 1970s. She was one of the most well-known healing ministers in the world, and she had a weekly TV program in the 1960s and 1970s called I Believe in Miracles. She was one of the most influential healers in the United States and around the world, and so many people were healed from various diseases, either ear pains, deafness, back pains, any other type of sicknesses. People would come to her and she would heal them, either male, female, the elderly, youths. They would come and she would heal her. She would heal them from their sicknesses. And so by 1970 she moved to Los Angeles, conducting healing services for thousands of people, and was often compared to Aimee Semple McPherson, and was known for her gift of healing despite having no theological training. And she was very friendly with the Christian television pioneer Pat Robertson, and she made guest appearances in his Christian broadcasting network, that is CBN, and on the network flagship program, the 700 Club. That program, the 700 Club, is still there till today. Even when I was born, I saw it. If not on KBC, it used to air on Family TV or even KTN. And in 1955, in her late 40s, Kuhlman was diagnosed with a heart problem, and she kept a very busy schedule, traveling across the United States and across the world, holding like 2 to 6 hours long meetings. And as the pain in her chest almost grew unbearable, instead of holding fewer meetings, she increased the number. That one was a very tough woman. She believed that no pain, no gain. Whenever I feel pain, I have to go an extra mile. That was her belief. And in July 1975, her doctor diagnosed her with a minor heart flare-up. In November, she had a relapse. Kuhlman died on 20th of February 1976 while receiving an open heart surgery in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She influenced so many people, and she influenced Benny Hinn. She also influenced Billy Buck. Kuhlman was one of the mightiest preachers in the 20th century. If you've watched the video, the ways in which the spiritual realm was active in the 20th century, I mentioned her as one of the mightiest preachers in the 20th century. I've listened to a few of her sermons here and there, and I've even seen her deliverance services that she has done on YouTube. If you type in Kathryn Kuhlman, you will watch one of her videos, one of her services. You will be blessed by the sermons that she has talked about, and hope you've learned something about the life of Kathryn Kuhlman. If you've been blessed by this video, comment down below, and see you next time.